stream. It's Monday and we're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess here on Sladgie. We have our account Sparkle Horse if you want to challenge me on our chess site that we play on lichess.org or lichess, however you want to call it. This is the Panda. What's up, guys? We lost a couple games in the chess simul yesterday, but it was pretty good. A little bit of time pressure, lots of H5 type of games. Hopefully I will have some more fun games today. But the simul was kind of stressful, but also I thought rewarding. Lots of intense battles for everybody. So good luck today. Challenges should be 5+3 through 7+3. That's the chess Panda. He's been summoned by Asterbait's emotes there. If you guys subscribe to a tier 2 subscription here on Sladgie on my stream, we get the Panda emote. Nils says I played over the board last week H4 against the 2100. I hope you didn't play it on the first move, Nils. Yesterday I was thinking about the Panda when I with black very early in a Nimzo, which is actually not unusual in this particular line that I played a very early G5 followed by H5. And the significance of weakening those pawns played a fairly important role. So I'm normally a little bit reticent, but the Panda has inspired me. What's up, guys? Good morning. We've got challenges. I'm going to take the subscriber challenges first, as I usually do. Mondays and Wednesdays, we take subscriber challenges first. On Fridays, I play a fast Blitz stream where we're just taking all the challenges. I've definitely played with Lousy Dirty Cheater, but I don't think he's a subscriber, he or she, unless it's unbeknownst to me. We'll take Nils for fun. Looks like a little bit suspicious there. 2600 in bullet. Okay. Let's just play Lousy Dirty Cheater here. I'm sorry, Nils. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I mean to say Nils. Lousy Dirty Cheater will take as the first non-subscriber. Just random new accounts with 2600 bullet. I'm not interested. Alright, let's go. Asterbait is here. Anonymous is here. So Nils, what are we going to play here? We played our Nimzo yesterday, Nils, and our opponent didn't play anything critical when I played the B6 Nimzo. But still, was an interesting game. I managed to only draw clear advantage with a clear advantage. Let's try something different against Nils that I haven't played before. Ambulances are in the house. God, I love Hungarian ambulances in the morning. Okay, let's make it an English defense. I have never used this move order. Running out of openings to play against some people. Nils here. Never got to play the English defense against them. I'm always paranoid that people are going to play like D4, E6, E4. I mean, I think the English defense is really like best against the English opening, ironically. C4, B6, and then you can play E6 the next move. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We had a variation the other day, I think, where White played like Queen C2. No, it wasn't Queen C2, was it? Was it something else? Bishop D3 followed by Queen C2 somehow. Seems like. Just Bishop D3, F5, F3, maybe that was it. Maybe it wasn't Queen C2. Anyway, I haven't played the English opening, or defense, sorry. Like, really haven't played it much. He dropped a pawn. Now, wasn't there another guy who did this? One of my streams, it's the optical illusion variation. Someone sacked a pawn intentionally with something along these lines, but it wasn't quite the same. Nils is just resigning. Yes, 5-move victory. That's the fighting spirit, Nils. We got a new opening for him. All right, Baleful. When we run out of subscribers, I'll take Dirty Cheater's challenge. He's like, that is stupid. He's just so angry with himself for playing knight e2. Like, yes, I'll protect my pawn structure. Preserve the pawn structure. Nils, you go ahead and re-challenge me if you want. I mean, it was not really counting as a challenge. Feel free to re-challenge, dude. It was like less than 10 moves, so I wouldn't really count it as 2 games if you want to try again. Especially given that you didn't drag it out and just resigned. I mean, just re-challenge me, man. If you've got time. If you've got time, I've got the money. No, wait. No, it's the other way around. Alright, guys, please support the stream. We've got a lot of subscribers. I appreciate donations if you guys can afford it. E6. It's a logical move order. Why don't more people play that? They always put their knight on f6, but it's actually, to me, it seems better to do this, because you might even want to put your knight on e7. Actually, this is a Chigorin idea. Yeah, I understand you're angry, man. Justifiably so. Angry with yourself. Just take another challenge. Take a minute to de-angrify yourself, and then re-challenge me again. Normally, I don't play the same peoples twice. Same peoples. I mean, 2 challenges, because we only get like maybe 10 challenges, but that one doesn't count. You had this over the board once, lost a pawn early, and didn't want to play anymore. You can't resign after 2 minutes. I agree. I mean, you're not going to resign there in a tournament game for sure. Okay, b6 is a horrible move. I don't know what would possess one to play that. Is that a mouse slip? But what could he have mouse slipped? Today's like my lucky day. Everyone's making really bad mistakes. There's no overt refutation, huh? But he's weakened his old position significantly. All right, let's just put the pressure on d5. You would resign there over the board as well. The move from positional how. What is the purpose of b6? It has no purpose other than negatively impacting his position. I mean, it's really messed up. Negatively impacting. Right, I'm gonna have to go down and yell at the neighbors again. They're so loud. Okay, knight on g to e7. It's still like there's no way I can really win material or something, but by direct means. It looks like it's like teasing me with b6, but even so, there's nothing I can really do directly. Perhaps I could have played queen a4, but I didn't see it necessarily having an effect. I'm still not awake yet. Had a nice big coffee. Knight on g to e7. Right. Well, Nils wouldn't resign against a 1400 player. This is kind of a strange and frustrating position. I don't know. I really don't have a clear square for my bishop on c1, you know, and I don't know how to really develop my pieces here. It's pretty messed up. Seriously, I don't know what to do here. That is strange. Actually, it's not that bad for black. I'm certain I should have played queen a4 in the first place, but let's try something. CD, ED, queen b3. Bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3, knight takes d4, queen a4 check. Then he plays the other knight to d5. Alright, I don't know, man. This doesn't even do anything. I mean, queen b3 castles. And then he can play bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3, and knight takes d4. I mean, there's also the game yesterday against Natalie where I played queen b3 in a similar structure and blundered like knight a5. Bishop g5 doesn't do anything. You could always play bishop f4, but it does weaken my king side. I'm not that in love with that. And of course, knight b5. Maybe I have to do this. It seems weird to do this, though. I mean, I'm just making his development so easy for him, essentially. This just doesn't seem right. Yes, I can play like knight takes d6 and bishop f4. But at the same time, I'm almost like helping him develop his pieces. I don't know, this doesn't feel right. I'm taking pressure off the center. Don't know. There has to be a better plan. e4, e5, queen h5. You had to play an 800 a few weeks ago, so I played e4, e5, queen h5, knight f6, queen takes f7, and still won. Well, man, dude, that was some kind of 1800. I mean, 800. Even for an 800, that's bad. Be right back. I think I need hip replacement surgery. My hip hurts really, really bad. What's up, guys? Ginger GM Fan is new here. Infinite Flash Chess, Astrobate. Okay, so I played the stupid knight b5 with no clear plan in sight. This is like the laziest plan ever. It's not even good for white. Now if bishop f4, he could play queen b4 even. This is like the missing link, this dark squared bishop. It's nice, but not really clear. Maybe I should even play b3 and bishop b2. It seems strange, but it will keep that d4 pawn anchored, and yes, my bishop's barreling into a d4 pawn, but I want to keep the pawn, and I want to play for pressure down the c file. Although maybe I just play b3, defend my b2 pawn indirectly, and play bishop f4 anyway. Maybe the real problem is that that pawn is hanging after something like bishop f4, queen b4. Bishop takes c7, bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3, queen takes d4. I was thinking along those kind of lines. And here as well, we might have some problems. My bishop getting trapped outside the pawn chain. He'll probably play like, well, if he does play queen d7, I can go knight e5 maybe. The problem is that Baleful is not 800. He's actually much better than that. He's kind of faked me out with a bad opening on purpose or something. Mamajara beat a 2700. What? He beat 3 2700s in a row? Yeah, the guy's ridiculous. No, I don't know much about play chess. I haven't played there in like 15 years. They were like, man, they're so bad. It's like 2 years ago, I didn't even remember my password to play chess, and like when I would like auto request like the password, it doesn't even work. I mean, how lame is that? Nice place there. You can't even like get your password sent to you. All right, queen d7. Eventually I got it, but I'm just not interested. So Baleful messed with me here. He's pretending to be a weak player in the opening with random moves like b6. Bob's here. We missed you yesterday, Bob. By the way, Caruana beat a couple 2700s to start off the Olympiad. I haven't had time to check it out. I forgot completely to check it out this morning. It's got to be more than half over now. Rook c8. Where is my advantage? What advantage? Rook e1 is lame. But like everything's lame here. As I said earlier. A d4 pawn. That's why I wanted to put the bishop on b2. Then I don't even follow my own advice. Why didn't I just put the bishop on b2 to begin with? This is a stupid formation for white. Queen on d2. What does it do there? Clash Kid says, what? Good to see you. He and Caruana are very close to Carlsen now. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Mamajaro's last year was like ridiculous. You know, I mean, the guy, I never saw anyone dominate the chess world like that. Practically never. Okay, now I feel like maybe I have something with these loopy bishops. 95, take with the pawn. I can't take with the bishop because of f6, but I can take with the pawn. Though, actually, I just realized that life... Oh, no, I'm on d5 there. Good. So that'll bring pressure on d5, keep him busy, and I've got tactics with e4. And, actually, I might stumble into a good position. I played very indecisively, let's say, this game. Now his pieces are messed up. He's going to drop a piece to, like, h3 and g4. You shouldn't get your pieces tangled like that. That bishop and knight have no way to retreat properly. But I was just scrambling to even find a way to develop my pieces in this game. Starting with knight b5, it was like totally stupid. He found an antidote to the problem, unfortunately. Alright. Well, put my rook in the pin. He's still fine. Now what? f3 for lack of a better move. But now I have e4 for reals. Still not that big a deal though. He should play maybe bishop h3 here, trying to trade bishops. Okay, bishop h3, e4. And maybe I'm not worse. Wonderful. This I called it the missing link, and it really is. It's not a joke. Kind of classic Chigorin, where you're playing where the knights, you know, you're respecting the knights as kind of equal to the bishops in terms of strength. I think we're seeing that here for black, treating this knight like it was worthy of bishop status. Knight g6, pawn takes pawn is probably okay for me. He did it anyway. Well, he didn't calculate there very much. Guilty of lack of calculation. But isn't your d5 pawn just falling? We could end up a pawn up here. Rook takes rook. I mean, it'll be a little messy, but I'd rather be a pawn up than not a pawn up. So what am I missing here? Damn, dude. I mean, I'm glad to get rid of the missing link. Now, this is just good for me. Get the crushing pass on the 6th. Failure to calculate from Baleful. Am I drinking? Planning on a run for the Supreme Court, Bob. I gotta get my drinking up to speed. Dun dun dun. No, that was a bad joke. Sorry. Way below the curve. Way behind the curve. Alright, I'm not gonna start with political jokes. Although I should. Queen e7 was a good practical move. It's not funny. I wasn't laughing at that. That's off limits, Bob. No jokes. No jokes about sexual assault. Alright. Rook takes. Queen takes. Bob, what am I going to do? Queen takes is better. Queen takes is actually better. Man, this is weird. Now he's going to hold on here? This is ridiculous. Baleful's a strange player, man. And he didn't trade queens and play king f8, which is practically a draw. Oh my god. Letting me off the hook. I'm just drinking coffee. We had a tough simul last night that you missed, Bob. Man, what am I doing here? Baleful just keeps the moves coming. Hard to make progress in heavy piece endings like this. Typically. Oh man, come on. Come on, dude. Slow down. Think a little bit about your moves. He's fast. Oh no. Yeah, okay, we see the problem here. Folks, we have a failure to calculate. Sundays at noon are busy for me. C7 might have won instead of rook e1. Let's see. Rook e1 felt kind of lame, but I think... But the dude had a good move already. I mean, he probably had practically a forced draw there at one point. Let's check the analysis board just for a second. Guys, thank you for joining me. Rook e1. Instead of rook e1 here, you mean? C7. Duh. It might have won, but it dropped a queen. You're talking about that rook e1. Did I play rook e1 again? Anyway, okay, after rook e1, rook e1, rook e1, rook e1, queen c7. But wait a second. Yeah, I mean, he just has this and king f8. And then he surrounds my pawn. Like, how am I winning this position? This is ridiculous. Like, probably the best I have is like rook d1, rook d7. Dropping my a pawn? No, that doesn't work. I have b4. King e7, b4, it looks like. He can even forestall it with b5. b4, b5. Rook c5. a6, running out of ammunition here. This is a draw, man. This is just a draw. 0.4. How is it even 0.4? Based on what? A draw is a draw. You're also scared of the red clock. Yeah, I mean, I get that feeling with a lot of people that they panic when they have like 59 seconds left. That's why he dropped a piece there. All right, just takes experience. You know, you get used to being in time pressure like me. I'm like an old hand. Masturbate, Mel Blanc, and Bob Sacamano all like tied for first with bit donations, with 1 bit donation. Big spenders. Okay, Nils. We're going to allow Nils to play a second game because he basically didn't play the first one. Anonymous. Yeah. Turn off that sound thing, man. I mean, I can't stand the sound. Now I got to come up with a new opening for... I wasted my opening. Wasted my last opening against him. All for naught. Running out of things to play. I can only play 3-second increment. Dude, it's not that I can only play 3-second increment, but I'm commentating the games while I play. It's hot in here. Why is it so hot? Alright. If you guys cannot afford to send money, you know, feel free to send some allergy medication. I've been like sniffling for the last 3 days. Hey. We don't know if it's because of the family guinea pigs or if it's basically local pollen allergies, but William needs some. We need some allergy medication. I'm allergic to guinea pig hay that you feed to the guinea pigs so their teeth don't grow too large. No guinea pigs on the stream. Actually, I can't even hold guinea pigs without them making me... I had a cat allergy. I have a cat allergy, but it's not that severe. Guinea pigs are worse than cats. Okay, I'm playing the Pierts here. I just turn off the sound, man. Actually, one thing... Can you put sound wave files and stuff... for for sounds. Can you modify the sound files for lichess? Does anybody do that? I used to do that back in the day on ICC. They put my own sound wave files. That's more fun. Instead of the clock, oh my god, I just took a Firefox screenshot. Get this out of here. Oh my god, get it away from me. I'm playing the Pierce main line. No, seriously, I'd like to put some sound wave files or whatever files you use now. People still use sound wave files? Is that a thing? If I could put a custom sound like Yasser Conley, yeah, dude, your time is low. Exactly. This not this stupid, annoying alarm sound or whatever. We used to have like Simpson sounds. When you win, it's like Montgomery Burns telling you it's like taking candy from a baby. This comes with Yasser? Wait, googlechrome.com web store. Don't click on any links, particularly from Bob or his ilk. Just kidding, Bob. Nils is how is Nils playing like the main line of the Austrian attack? I thought he was a D4 player. What's going on around here? There was a whole contingent of Vietnamese players who were living here in Hungary. They were funny because they all shared their openings and they all based their openings on like D4 and playing the Trompowsky. And like at one point I realized that they couldn't play E4, so you could do whatever you wanted. Like when you were black and they played D4, you could mess with them by doing like G6, D6, E6, any kind of move that, you know, they couldn't transpose to E4 openings. But one day after a while, they eventually caught on to me, and like one day I was just like stunned. Well, Huang Trong just uncorked E4. It was like D4, G6, E4. I was like, oh my god, they realized they can play E4. A3, that's not a common move. So we have a choice, Bishop G4 or not. Very deep. Oh man, I need the allergy medication. I need it. I don't want to take a Benadryl and get sleepy during the stream, but my eyes are like watering like crazy. I never had an allergy like this so severely. Like Sunday night, I could sleep again before my tournament game, my team game. I need to take like Claritin or something. Does anybody take Claritin for allergies? Because I never really took it, and I just was curious. It doesn't have any like side effects, right? Supposedly. Should I play E5 now? Maybe we've strengthened that a little bit. Do you guys know the new square-off chessboard? It moves pieces on its own. Oh, dude, I saw something like that at a TV show for like Comic-Con or something like last year. I think I saw a like video blog about that, but this is like a year ago. A demonstration, basically. Yeah, it looked kind of cool, but that was a whole year ago. This is the 21st century. They shouldn't have taken that long. Ouija chess. Ouija. Okay, what's up here? So we're going to anchor our knight on d4. I don't really want to give up my white squared bishop, though. That's the thing about this whole business. It's all just a kind of strategic bluff. It's been years since I really seriously tried to play the Pierce defense, but I think here the key is c6, dismantling his center. We have that. That should handily equalize. I had to switch chairs, guys. If I look like I'm taller, I'm just complaining about all my health woes. I need hip replacement surgeries, new allergy, new sinuses or something. Alright, new allergies. I don't need new allergies. I've got enough already. Here I'm like an old man just complaining about all my infirmities. Gotta stop. It's just not good, you know, to complain about stuff. Okay, pawn takes pawn. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't do that. Knight takes is like boring. Pawn takes leaves me with a bad structure. Some dynamism. Ah, that's tough. If I take with a pawn and he plays bishop c4. No, this really sucks, but I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna take with the knight. This just feels like white's still fine. I shouldn't have done that. I should have gone with something more dynamic, like bishop takes f3, g takes f3, take with the pawn. This is lame. This was really lame. Totally wrong decision. Now he has a pretty good game, actually. And that was a serious error. Not just an error, a serious error. And h3 is a useful move for white. Do you think complaining about your health issues is a good way to attract a girl? Yeah, I think unlikely. I'm thinking, it doesn't attract people at all. There might be a very small percentage of the population that like to hear people complain about their health problems, but I just realized that it's mostly not very popular. Yeah, Nils is playing like a genius now. You guys should have seen his first game today. I gotta cling to something after this debacle. I'm messing this up pretty badly. The last thing I'm worried about is my a7 pawn. If you want that, help yourself. I wouldn't mind just unloading it. Yeah, I mean, he could literally take that, though, in all seriousness. We've trained him not to be materialistic. One of my sort of principles is not being materialistic. Yesterday I played this guy Shinkovich Peter who just kept sacrificing pawns against me. It was sort of pissing me off. I was like, damn, dude, stop sacrificing pawns already. He was like not interested in material at all. It was really irritating. It's like playing yourself. Every time he would do the dynamic move that like gives up material, make me have to think. Alright, white has just played a great game here. Opening not so much, but now he's in good shape. Oh, man, come on. Alright, I gotta do something. I don't know what to do. Actually, this move allows bishop e2, if nothing else. My queen has no square on the whole freaking board. Can you believe that? Is that even possible? I've got a whole board to move to and my queen has no square. No, I mean, it was terrible. I played... How the heck could I play knight takes c6? Seriously. What kind of move was that? The problem was I was looking at b takes and then bishop c4. But it was way better to just do bishop takes f3 first. And then I would have been fine. I dropped a pawn. I dropped an exchange, actually. That's probably the least of my problems. Dude had knight d5 there, staying alive. This is a terrible, 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 terrible game by me. Let's look. I think it's probably been played before. Not really a great opening for white, but he's still equal after this c6. Literally no games here. Wow. Okay, nobody plays a3. I mean, this is not really a good move, but I don't think it's that bad. Let's see, e5, take, d5, knight d4, and now castles. The engine wants to play what? Knight takes f3, bishop takes f3, rook takes f3? Say what? Bishop takes f3, rook takes f3? Okay, my CPU's a little slow. So I played c6, and then he plays d takes c6, and here's where I messed up. I mean, pawn takes is okay, but this is what I didn't understand, that I can do this. I just didn't appreciate how critical it is to do bishop takes f3 first. The computer is literally suggesting rook takes because he can put me in some sort of eternal pin, or what? Rook takes f3, knight takes f3, queen takes f3, b takes c, bishop c4, and he's down in exchange, but has compensation according to the engine. But I mean, I had, you know, to expect like this line, and I'll probably take with the pawn. When my dark squares play is very good, I can play like knight h5. He can't put a knight on d5. You were slamming me. Yeah, absolutely. I totally screwed up, taking with the knight back on c6. And he still had a bailout there with knight d5, even after it looked like he had lost the thread. Actually, he has several good moves. Okay, bishop c5 was kind of greedy. But even so here, even after this blunder, he's still not lost. But some reason I thought he could play knight to d5. That doesn't work. He has to find this other move, queen h4. But here I have very good compensation for the exchange now. Okay, guys, let's move on. Clash Kid. We lost our other challenger from Schweitz or Sog. That was a bit sad. You hate playing against the modern. Well, I mean, it's a little weird that you're playing d4 and you're literally allowing transpositions to the modern man. I mean, it seems like that's the Vietnamese team criticism that I have, you know. If you're a d4 player, you generally stick to d4 positions. You can play a d4, c4, you know, a d4, c4 base setup against the modern Nils. That seems like it would be more appropriate for you. But that's what I used to do. You don't have to play e4, but play it in a queen pawn style. e4 is the best move, right, but you're not an e4 player. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with playing c4 against the modern. It's totally legit. You know, just play it in a queen pawn style, and I think you'll be more successful. Juicebox Wizard, what's up? What's going on? Where are you? You're in Thaifold. No, Cambodia. King's Indian against Clash Kid. They have internet. Awesome. Let's try like the 4 pawns attack. Very rarely did I ever play this stuff, but I had some friends, one particular friend who specialized in the 4 pawns attack against Benoni and King's Indian. It's always fun to throw out a 4 pawns attack. If you're a specialist in this system, it can be very deadly. But I wouldn't really recommend playing it if you don't know the theory fairly well. Yeah, Nils, just... Uh-oh, what's that? It's like Bologan or something. E6? Was that a mouse slip? Man, Clash Kid is playing a very rickety sort of position here. Great to see you online, Juicebox. Enjoy the trip, man. This is a very, very strange King's Indian with e6 and knight d7, where his pieces are convoluted. And black is very, very much close to being in serious trouble here. Knight g8. So I was thinking bishop g5, but it might almost help him breaking out there with f6. So I guess I can play it. And then EF, Bishop F, Queen D2 or something like that. Castle long. Actually, castle either way. What would Steinitz say about this position? Steinitz versus some kind of opponent from the mid-1800s or whatever. Steinitz was alive. The late 1800s. Okay, let's not make Steinitz older than he was. 97. Queen D2. I mean, the thing is, black could play C5, I guess. If he had castles instead of E6, he could play Rook E8 and E5. I mean, of course, E6 is tragedy. I mean, you're supposed to castle. I think E5 is even some kind of weird variation, but definitely not like this. We've caught him playing something he doesn't know. Now A6. I could even play knight E4 here. I'm just concerned that knight E4 just doesn't develop my pieces for me sufficiently. I also don't have to castle queenside if he's gonna start threatening nasty stuff. Probably we should try the direct approach, like knight f6 check. Oof. I have an interesting possibility of knight d6 check. Pol Pot. No indoor plumbing. It sounds like Transylvania. Go camping in Transylvania or something. You ever used the outhouse? Love a good outhouse. Alright, h6 here. Knight f6 check, knight takes f6, pawn takes f6. Knight f6, bishop takes f6. There's also the knight d6. That doesn't work now. Bishop f6. It looks kind of fun. Then he'll like castle. Knight f6 check, knight takes, pawn takes, pawn, that's good. But bishop takes h, g5 is not so bad for black. Actually, what if he was to take with the bishop and play knight g8? Seriously. I didn't really calculate this too much. Basically forcing him to play g5, which could get a little weird. g5, g4 even. This was a poorly calculated move. Basically didn't like any of the alternatives, so I'll just blindly play like the fourth possibility. We all do this sometimes. Sacrificing a piece here is not out of the realm of possibility. Knight takes g5, pawn takes, queen takes g5. Like, where's my follow-up after that? And that's messed up. Queen f6. Okay, that's just getting too carried away. I am legitimately concerned about g4 though. Well, I guess I'll just play knight h4 or whatever. He can't play c5 to break my center. Well, he could, actually. King f8 is not so bad. Maybe he should play like g4, knight h4, c5, knight d6 check, king f8, and it's not that bad for black. No, I'd have like queen f4 there, which would be devastating. Almost devastating. Yeah, devastating. Basically mate on f7. Yeah, that's a bad combination to recommend. What did he do? Wait a second. Why is it my move? What's wrong with this? It's literally my move? Oh, you played b6. I didn't even see it. Okay. Knight g3. It's all kind of slow, isn't it? He's making this work. Wow. I'm embarrassed that I let this get to this point. That he has an almost legitimate position. Satan's outhouse. Sounds kind of fun, Bob. Alright, now a queen could go to a different square. I'm not really into castling queenside in positions like this. Why am I not allowed to move? I'm literally not allowed to move. I have some sort of lag issue. 60 ping, no. It's just my Firefox. This is just a weird hippopotamus. And I'm not convinced by my play at all. Guys, tomorrow night we're going to do a rapid tournament. The Sparkle Horse Arena. Sorry, Panda. Can't call it Panda Arena because no one shows up. Oh, man. That hurts. But, the Sparkle Horse Arena will be tomorrow night. 7+2 rapid chess here. 6:30 p.m. Central European time. Guys, don't forget that in 2 weeks, William is going back to the United States for a few weeks. So the stream time will be moving. We'll keep you guys posted. Alright. Now what's up? How long can this go on for? I mean, I'm just going to play like h4. What if we just played entirely with intuition? Now I should have probably sacked a piece. I could have sacked a piece. I want to do something crazy now. Do you know what I want to do? I want to play knight g5 here. Wait a minute. Knight f6 check. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, queen takes. And then he has a defense to that? Man, this is sick. Can I do this? Can this possibly work? Probably not. Just an intuitive combination of sorts. My first plan was to play knight g5. I think that might even work, but the problem with that move is like you're not really threatening anything. It just sits there and he doesn't take it, you know. My move's a little more active. Now he can also ignore this one. In that instance, if he chooses to ignore, I guess I could just take his g-pawn and say, screw you, man. Thank you for the g-pawn. Nothing else. I mean, I win a pawn on g4, which is kind of vital, actually. So it's not so easy to just say no to drugs here. You can't simply play king h8 and laugh it off. Panda scares them all away, supposedly. What is going on now? Queen takes f6 was my main line. Excuse me, that's h6. Queen takes h6. Damn, dude, that's an attack. Knight f5, bishop takes f5, pawn takes f5, knight g5. Oh, this is sick. Does this work? I think I even could have even just taken on f6 as well. Like, all of my pieces are in it to win it here. Does he have a defense? Yes. Maybe knight g6 was a better defense. No, knight g6 I have knight g5. Ooh. That's pretty strong. This is what I anticipated. And now the thing is knight g5. This is ugly. I don't think you can defend against that. That seems problematic. The intuitive mating attack. Inspired by intuition. The pawn that came up with it. It was his idea to play h4. h4 Ponda. Oh, it was my idea to play h4. Oh no. No need for positional niceties here. I wonder if it's all sound. But that was a rickety setup for black. Alright, was it all sound? Was it even the best move, I wonder? Thank you for the Ponda emotes, guys. If you subscribe to tier, or even subscribe to tier 2, you can get Ponda emotes. So h4, like best move. Damn, Ponda. Oh no. Look at that. h4 best move. It's the best move. You gotta break it down. h4. Bishop takes e4 was the best move. Looks like, well, the g4 is possible too. Yeah, this was a brilliant combination, if I do say so myself. I was seriously considering playing, as I said, like I was seriously considering playing this. But he doesn't have to take it. You know, this is like just complicated. This move like literally wins by force. Just no defense for black. And that's why you don't play the g5 hippo. King h8 was the best defense, of course, and the best I have is knight takes g4, you know, just winning this pawn. But he's kind of busted. Losing the g4 pawn with a threat on h6, it would dismantle his whole position. Alright, that's what you get for playing risky stuff with black. Now we're going to take these non-subscriber challenges as they come in. Aspirante, the aspiring maestro. At least that was a fun game. I got revenge for Clash Kid beating me in the Simul last night. Guys, please support the stream. If you can donate bits or make a donation via PayPal, please don't hesitate to do so. So there is a link to the PayPal on the Streamlabs, or just the PayPal button under the stream. If you don't mind, if you can afford it, just one donation a year would be awesome. D4 here. I'm gonna keep going with G6. We had an interesting Pierce moments ago against another D4 player, but he killed the fun here with C3. Oh. The London system. Oh, I've got a headache from that move. Oh man, you played C3 against me. I can't believe it. That's so brutal. Am I currently accepting students? Yeah, I think we are. I mean, I think we have room for at least one Juicebox Wizard. One serious student I could definitely accept. Are you asking for yourself, Juicebox Wizard, or for someone else? I usually keep a pretty busy schedule teaching full time. Take care of Infinite Flash Chess, but I do have probably enough time to open up one more slot. Okay, take a walk. Knight D2, the passive Kali system type of setup. All right, whatever. It's basically like a weird C3 Sicilian, isn't it? If you play E4 now, he didn't do that. He's into moving fast. But I think Queen C2 is kind of questionable. Whatever. The Aspirante Maestro. He's a fast mover. Think less and move faster. I don't like the games to be about time. That's why I don't play Fast Blitz and Bullet here. I like to commentate my games and make it instructive. So sometimes I get irritated when people just play for the clock. But okay, it's 5-3. Not for me, but I'm not a tournament player. For your personal progression, Juicebox Wizard, of course. You're always welcome. Oh man. Alright, let's go. What are we going to do? Bishop f5, bishop d3 is good, but it just trades pieces. So let's play something a little more tense. Though probably trading pieces is not a bad thing when I have no freaking time. The other thing that we noticed about this guy is that he seems to like to get a bad position and defend. That's not true, Bob. I care. We care. Alright, Juicebox. Awesome, man. I care about you. I even care about you, Bob. You've been well behaved today, particularly. Rook e8, e5. Okay, we break out. He's used 3 seconds for the whole game. You see, this is kind of like, it goes against everything that I basically teach. No brain, no pain. The object is not to move as fast as you can. I mean, the object here is to think and try to play good moves. Now, if knight g4 e6, sacking a pawn, could be a problem in some lines. Probably not, though. Anyway, it'll be interesting. Maybe a practical mistake because I'm behind on the clock to complicate the game, which I would say this move does, in fact, complicate the game. You could simply just capture, which was my original intention. Basically playing for more. This is all book, of course, Bob. Very standard to like move your queen back and forth from c2 to e2. Rook e8. Let's put his queen on a6, okay? That can't hurt. I mean, there's like one good thing about his queen on a6. Not all that much benefit that can be derived from it. Yeah, this is just silly. Maybe even c4 now. Preparatory mode. Looking for a home, but he'll correct that problem probably. Well, we are killing the bishop on c1. It's like a Catalan type of scenario where he has that bad bishop. But that's true. How many knights can we get to d3? So never really seen a player who loved to defend passive positions for a sport before. But that seems to be this player's goal in life. I don't know why you'd want to do that to yourself. It's sort of masochistic. Move super fast, get a passive position, and then try to defend by moving back and forth. It's sort of insane. He likes this. I would think I would give up chess if I did that. Okay, so now on the queen side we're looking for play. Got the wedge, turning his bishop into a pawn. But is it enough? You know, there's this classic principle of sort of situation where we only have one front, or whatever you want to call it. I can bring down the pressure on this. Break down his pawns, basically. Free flowing. I said the same for you. Not exactly the same, Anonymous. Not like this. No, you're just not quite taking enough time. I think you're on the right track, man, but you need to slow down a little bit. This is completely different. This player is not like thinking about strategy at all. That's the totally different scenario. You're just like panicking a little bit, playing a little too fast. Need to slow down, but you're on the right track. I'm not seeing that White is on the right track here. I think he's just literally playing every game for time. I mean, why do you want to challenge me? Just play some bullet or something. I don't even see the point. He's not even attempting to make the best moves. Almost like he knows he's not making the best moves. But that's alright. He doesn't care. Kind of thing. You can try to sack the exchange, but objectively it's not quite enough. So I didn't mean to make it sound the same. I think Anonymous, at times you take your time. There are certain situations where you do take your time. And I mean, this looks really perverse, but I probably just closed it too much. I just couldn't resist putting his queen on b1. There's no time to mess around here. We gotta go. Right. Tactical breakthrough. I'm not trying to land-based him. I'm just trying to prove a point, This is the player who's, you can tell, has talent, but he doesn't even try to play good moves. I don't understand. He plays a tough game, and he could clearly play better, but he doesn't. I'm trying to point him in the right direction, Bob. Not trying to be crushing, soul crushing. He's capable of playing a decent game, I think, but just became obsessed with time for some reason. Position is more important than time. That's smothered mate. But you got to recognize the difference between increment and sudden death too. Like, I couldn't quite get away with this. My score against him would be a lot worse. He would do much better against me in sudden death. Okay, Koto. You guys have to make the adjustment from 5+3 and 5+0. They're different time controls. Or 3+0, whatever. But it's just that my philosophy, when a player plays like that, they're going against my teaching philosophy, which is basically strongly in favor of taking your time, thinking. And when I go up against someone like that, I feel like they're challenging my whole basis of instruction, Telling people, here I am telling people, take your time, use your time. Think about finding the best move, be very patient, follow the principles, and then I'm playing someone who basically, is giving the opposite message. I mean, I become kind of militant about it. So A3 is coming. Let's beat him to the punch. We'll play A6 first. Never seen one in the wild. The smothered mate. But space is space. This is funny. It's a psychological move. He plays E6, A3 with the white pieces. So I'll beat him to it and play A6 first. Michael Valvo, and I am from Colorado, who passed away years ago. He played this against me when I was white. I was like, whoa, what am I supposed to do? And I think I got confused. I don't remember if I played knight F3 or knight C3. Now that I'm thinking about it. Well, if I play C5 and he takes that pawn, that bothers me a little bit. What else would I do here, though? Taking the pawn is a problem. B5 just drops a pawn. Doesn't leave us with too many options. can't remember. Just like flat out refute my shit. B5, excuse me. Excuse my language. Okay, whatever. I play E6, E4 is good for white. Yeah, this is just weird. I just can't remember what I'm supposed to do if he takes the pawn. Though most people probably don't go for that. I think I played knight f3 against Valvo, and I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. I got a bad English. Not a bad English, but not a great one. That's what I did too. If Valvo just like took on d4 and played d5. I think we had something like CD, knight takes d4, d5, CD, knight takes d5, and I played queen b3. I want to say, or something lame. But I mean, d5 isn't even that great of a move. So I don't know what else he's going to do. I mean, I guess it comes close to equalizing. I was so clueless when I played Valvo. What I was thinking, I took on d5 and played literally queen b3. I think that's what I did. I don't know, it was the lamest move ever. I don't know what I'm going to do if he takes on c5. I think that's the best move for white. Like here, I have problems because I don't have knight a6, which is like a pivotal idea. Without knight a6 to pick up that pawn on c5, I think that black has problems like getting the pawn back in a normal way. We can check after the game. But it's suspect for black, very suspect. All we can have is time gap. Pawn odds, time odds. So e3. Okay, this is a little passive, but it's probably better than queen b3. What I was thinking, I'm still angry about the game, and I lost this horrible, humiliating game. It was so stupid. Oh, we just have a kind of boring Queen's Gambit accepted, reversed. Actually, now what? B5, Queen F3, Rook A7. I mean, is Queen A3 even, Queen F3 even a good move? Hope he doesn't sack a piece there. That'd be kind of messed up. We gotta get our pieces out. It's just a kind of Queen's Gambit accepted, reversed thing. Thingamajig. Okay, if A4, B4, I guess A5. This is a little weird. I feel like I'm playing the Scandinavian with Queen D6. It's horrible. Another horrible opening. Is Budapest generally safer than Philly or Boston? Well, we don't need a baseball bat like Philly. To be honest, I mean, Boston is safer than Philly, but I still felt at times, by myself alone, some lines of the transportation system a little uncomfortable. B3. I mean, I never got mugged in Boston, but I, had a lot of friends who did, so it happens. But I still feel like it's a lot safer than Philly. Budapest, on the other hand, maybe I've just been lucky. The thing about Budapest is, like, there's not as much direct violent crime. It's more about, like, scams and stuff like that. Like, I got like, involved in someone else's getting scammed once as a bystander. It got beat up on the street. just because this like guy who was getting hustled asked me for help and I like talked to him. But as far as like standard things like muggings and I don't know, robbery or whatever, I mean, there's probably safer. Generally, I feel safer walking on the street here than in an American city. And less people have guns. I mean, very few, in fact. So, no, Bob. I feel a lot safer in Budapest. Juice box. Cambodia is safer than all. But I always felt safer in Boston and Philly for sure. Alright, what about my other rook? My other brother. My other brother, Daryl. Okay, no one's going to remember the reference to the Bob Newhart show. Highly underrated. My name is Daryl. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl. Alright, knight. That's not how it went, was it? What am I supposed to do here? And stop playing boring chess. Knight c5? It's kind of a weird move. So we're aiming at this e4 square. You have to worry about landmines. Larry, my brother's... of course he was Larry, I'm crazy. I'm Larry, this is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl. Yeah, Larry's a weird name. What was that guy in a TV show I saw recently? He had a pretty long career. Where did I see him in something? Not that long ago. Larry, the Larry actor. Oh, he was in like Deadwood. That was it. That was what, like 2000. When was Deadwood? Like 2010 or something? 2000. Larry David. Is that Larry David? Wait, no. What are we talking about now? No, we're talking about the Bob Newhart show. Deadwood was in 2005? God. I love that show. They were just constantly saying bad words. They'd never be allowed to do that anymore. Just like my stream. Constant profanity. You gotta love a kind of network television show with constant profanity. Bob's looking it up on IMDb now. 04 to 04 to 06. Alright. There were some good actors in that. I like that. Man, I'm getting off track here. Do you have any beginner advice for making progress in very close positions? Oh man. Close positions are the hardest thing to play in chess, absolutely. But I think it's the critical test. In my opinion, tactics are easy, you know. Close positions are really the secret. Learning to play close positions are hard. I mean, and Blitz isn't going to help you that much. It's very hard to play close positions in Blitz. Larry Hagman. We're not talking about Larry Hagman. Oh yeah, I forgot Bob did pub trivia. You should be like English, man. The best thing about going to the chess tournament like Hastings... Is Arsenal fan here? No. I like going to those English pub quiz nights. Knight c5. Good place to pick up girls, Bob. The pub quiz night. But it's not called trivia, it's called quiz night. What happened here? He's going to lose on time? In this equal position? It does get old. It does get old. It's like being on Jeopardy every day of your life or something. That was an officially boring game. So answering the question about the closed positions, I mean, there's so much strategy involved in closed positions. It's going to take a lot of time. I'm always bitching and complaining about playing the closed Sicilian type positions in Blitz, but you're going to grow a lot from those experiences. Again, I think he must have got disconnected. Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a clue. He's usually a fast player. Dracofire playing c4 all the time now. So we can do a case in point here. This is a closed position. If I play like a knight c6 type of setup, or anything but d5, basically anything that doesn't challenge his center with d5 is going to be a more or less closed Sicilian. I've been playing this insane h5. Where's our Ponda? Ow. Got a very bad stiff neck to add to my list of gripes. Hey guys, this is my new favorite opening. Moksudlu is world junior champion, and another psycho grandmaster from Serbia named Indic plays this too. Very, very risky, but exciting, and it's not easy to beat people, especially these punks who play the solid knight f3, c4 type formations. Ponda, how did you talk about them? You know I play c4 and knight f3. Okay, so we had this the other day, and I looked it up. Over the board, I played a very interesting pawn sacrifice here with h4, and it's never been tried. I mean, there's some games with pawn takes pawn and knight c6. So I think that either way is interesting. Let's try this. Last time I played h4, playing it like a pawn sack. This is the only move that I could find in the lichess Opening Explorer, or if you want to call it a database. It's not really a database in a proper sense, but it is in a sort of way. Bragging about high beat chess computers in 1983. You're a guaranteed genius if you could do that. Well, if closed positions make you grow as a player, why does so many player masters strongly advertise against playing London system? Because they're frustrated by it, like me. I think the only problem with the London system is when it becomes like an obsession. That's all you play. You know, you're gonna stop growing in a way there too. So he's got a very strong diagonal potentially here on g2. I guess I'll trade queens. I'm a little concerned about, I feel like I'm playing chess 960. Fisher random chess, others might call it. So, just for the new people out there to know what I'm talking about when I say chess 960. Queen e7, yeah, what was I going to say? Forget. Closed positions. But I mean, anyway, so playing the London system is fine, or any closed setup, whatever you want, but that can't be all that you play. What drives me crazy is the people who just play like white and black, both colors. They'll play like the London system, and that's all they do, like the same exact setup game after game. You can't get better by doing that, you know. Now you only know how to play one setup. I would just give up after a while there. So he stops h4, but he blocks his own long diagonal with knight f3, so that's a kind of controversial decision. All right. Original, interesting position. The debate is as to whether h5 is a constructive move or a waste of time, and possibly even a weakness. You only play the Caro-Kann and London system. Well, you've got two type of formations. Some people, if you follow the whatever, John Bartholomew, what's it called? What's that site? They have the Chessable. You know, I had one guy who was taking lessons with me, and he was like obsessed with Chessable. But he would like mindlessly memorize sort of variations. I mean, that's not what chess is supposed to be about. You have to understand the ideas. Okay, bishop g2. Knight g4 now. Not necessarily a good move, not very constructive either. I was thinking maybe g6. I guess I could just play queen takes queen. After all, his bishop is not super well placed on e3. It's not really like it's that well developed there. I guess it does count though. I'm going to play bishop e4 check, get my own pieces out. This is debatable here. If I had to do this over again, I think I would go back to my other solution of not playing ED and bringing his pieces out, but playing, just sacking the e5 pawn, like I talked about earlier. We still don't have any sort of h4. What's a system? It's just a name, man. It doesn't mean that much. It's more like a kind of fixed setup where the pieces all generally go to the same positions, game in and game out. If you talk about something like the Sicilian defense, there are many different permutations, but in the so-called London system, like the system is this sort of robotic way of always developing the pieces to the same general squares, the pawns on the same general squares. I always thought of them as, these sort of setups as good for beginners, but not so much for stronger players. So I think that's what most people are talking about when they say, quote unquote, like system. I'm having second thoughts about that move. Alright, let's do something combative here. Screw it. I don't want to bring your piece out for you necessarily. Although now he can play like knight c3, knight b5 possibly. Knight c3, bishop e6, knight b5, and I have to defend c7 in some sort of awkward way. Rook c8, maybe not that bad actually. Castle's queenside. I don't really like this position for my castled king, because basically he has a half open file here and a kind of sometimes pressure down that line if some lines, like he plays knight d5 and takes with the pawn. I don't really like to have my king in the incoming tidal wave of pressure along the c and d files. I'd rather have my king castle kingside, or maybe even just staying on e7 or something. So there are no London variations. Yeah, there are variations. It's simply a name, It's just the London system is its name. Somebody along the line gave it that name. It's not necessarily any more systematic than anything else. You could call it the Sicilian system, I guess, if you wanted to, but it's far more varied. The possibilities in many openings, like open positions like the Sicilian, are a lot more varied. Right here. Happy to play a6. Great marketing. You can play c4 instead of c3, but then it's going to transpose to a major queen pawn opening of some sort. Now knight g5, harassing my bishop on e6. Though I might be able to play h4 finally. Look at that. He read my mind. Should we take this opportunity to play h4? Giving him the bishop pair. Only live once. My first instinct was to play bishop d7. But in this case now I at least get like control of d5, which is a vital central square. So I think my position is not so bad. I would argue that white is probably better here. But there's some redeeming features. My control of the center, my strong bishop on c5, and my king possibly located for the endgame in a useful position. I mean, the attack or defense is just really talking about with black or white, respectively. How's our attack coming along here? Now castle's queenside. Yeah, I'm walking into like b4. I need to connect my rooks. But I think white is still just better. I would pick white if I had to play. If I had to decide one side or the other here, I will choose white here. Despite the fact that I have a little illusory pressure. This is a highly debatable move. I don't know where to put my king, and I was talking about this question earlier. Anyway, whatever. Okay, whatever. G5 also debatable. White's playing a great game strategically. You need to stop making good moves right about now. That's going to have to stop. Played like a genius. 1908. This is a great game by white. Now he's just clearly got the superior minor piece. And even my h-pawn looks kind of weak. Kind of a model game by white. Actually, maybe I should put my rook on g8 instead. He's like pre-moving. He's got more time than me and he's doing the pre-moving. But he's been a little hesitant here for a few moves. Looks like I'm more or less okay now, if I can fix the structure. Get my king off of the line. Whoa. Long diagonal. This position has transformed. Much to my advantage, I would say. But I'm hardly like winning or anything. The last move may have been dubious. He's falling apart. But it wasn't easy. He's still alive too. The amoeba of pawns. uncomfortable moment. What a really inspired game by White, but at the end of the day, he's a little bit short. Hyper competitive. No, we're not gonna resign, dude. We're gonna play it out. All right. That was a great game by White, though. That was really nicely played. For a long time, he had the advantage. If you look at the game, we still have an hour left in the stream, guys. If you look at the game, and we can probably go halfway through, and he still has the advantage. Around, let's see, maybe not quite halfway. Okay, I started to take control here, but until maybe move 20, he's still better. I thought this is easier for White to play. Maybe he drifted a little bit. Prior to this, the advantage was probably bigger. Let's say bishop takes e4. No, the engine doesn't think so. I really thought I was seriously worse here. The computer says I'm just, okay, half a pawn. Maybe that's realistic. Half a pawn advantage for White. Okay, guys, I'm going to take subscriber challenges first. We're not playing rated. We're not playing random time controls. These guys are out of their minds. The RLDV, 2500 for 10 minutes. Don't want to play your computer. Okay, Morales, what's up? 6.3. All right. Now, Morales has been getting tough. He drew a good game against me last night in our simul. Every Sunday I do a simul here on lichess.org. Good fight there by White, by the way. The simul yesterday, Morales and I had the game in it was kind of an interesting opening in what's it called, the Nimzovich defense, where I was black, and we both made like one inaccuracy the whole game. I looked at it with the chess engine. Only one inaccuracy, I believe, for both sides. Well played game. Cop Horse is re-challenging me to a normal time control of 7+3. So I will take the challenges. Subscribers first. Okay, this is an interesting line. I know that I live in Hungary, for those of you that don't know. Our own Hungarian player, Oliver Mihok, who actually has an account here on lichess. Oliver's a young GM who's played this for black, I think. Okay, I don't know. Knight takes d5. Knight takes d5, c6 equalizes for black right away. Pawn takes d5. It has the flavor of like it's like a Scandinavian, basically. Now, as far as theory goes, does this like transpose to several different things? I mean, it could be a Scandinavian. It could also be an Alekhine's defense. In other words, e4, knight f6. Let's see, knight c3, d5. E takes d5, g6. Now, objectively, I have no idea about the theory here. Don't worry, Jean-Claude, that's the question that everybody asks. It's a great city. Budapest is like one of the most livable cities in Europe, probably. But I came here to play chess originally. Okay. Preempting knight b6. Probably as good as anything. I have no idea what the theory is on this. Hungary has a very strong chess tradition, so that's why I came here as far back as 1996. Played in my first Hungarian chess tournament in 1996 in Lake Balaton, the Talentum Cup of 96. Queen f4 or queen g3. Let's not obstruct justice here. Let's just play queen g3. I don't want to block my bishop. Queen f4 is probably playable as well. Now bishop f5. Did we have this before? I can always give the pawn back. I think I had this with... I'm just thinking, oh wow, this is awfully familiar. I had this once before. The same exact variation with Morales once before. I must have played something like knight e2, knight takes d5, knight takes d5. And I felt like I was worse. Bishop f4 allows knight h5. I wonder objectively how bad that is for white. Wow. So if I become a tattoo artist, I'll basically be making about the same. High-end tattoo artist. Okay, I can't remember this game now. I thought, okay, I'll just give the pawn back, but in the game against Morales that I played in the Simul, I think, like a month ago or something, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, castles, and I was scared of like knight to b4. Funny that I don't have any sort of tactics or anything. His bishops are just like raking these two diagonals. White should be better on paper because white has a strong pawn in the center. He's going to shore it up with c6. You also have to tip. So knight b4a. See, my problem is when he goes knight b4, how do I protect all my stuff? I've noticed a massive improvement in Morales. He seems like he's gotten a lot stronger. His ratings are absurd. 1500 in bullet. You ought to just ask them to take that out, man. Because that's not appropriate. What if I were to play something like bishop to g5, let's say? Let's just do it. Develop a piece. Just for fun. He could even play... No, he can't play queen d6. First he has to play like c6. He needs to castle at some point. The h4 Panda, our mascot, he's kind of obsessed with playing h4, but he's been very successful today. Where's the board again? Sorry, I'm kind of nearsighted. H4 is definitely my vote here. You guys know that aside from the fact that it's my favorite move, I really I just think it's appropriate here. You know, the rook gets in the game. We got an attack. Yeah, but Panda, where's my king? You know, where's my king at after h4? Maybe. I'm definitely not castling queenside here. It's too quick. You know, he's too quick with counterplay based on like c6 and b5. But my default would be to just castle. I think I'd also like Panda like to wait on h4, h5 because I'd like to see him castle. That's really sick though, if you think about it. Like robot tattoo artists. I mean, that's like inhuman. You don't get much more materialistic than that move from Morales here. Like everybody else, we'll all be replaced by robots. Chess grandmasters will just be like battle bots. Well, no, Bob's right. I mean, in a sense there. Taking that dark square bishop, wow. I'm so out of here, dude. Now he needs to trade queens. Sorry guys, got a little too chilly. Morales giving up his dark square bishop. I wouldn't give that up, you know, in this position ever. Just too risky. But I understand your point, Mr. Bob. I've seen the castle much later than all of them. I think it's a matter of style. Wow, Queen E5. That move is just devastating. Well, he can castle and stay alive. All hell's breaking loose, basically. He has to castle queenside here or he just dies. Elf needs food badly. He castled kingside getting mated. Oh no. Mr. Bill. Forced mate. You have the castle queenside, but it's not exactly a bowl of cherries. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Morales, master of time management. Okay, how bad is this position after castle's queenside? I don't agree with giving up the dark squared bishop, man. Just too important. I think he's lost his coordination here, to say the least. Only move, castle's queenside. In that case, I have bishop f4. I guess there's several moves for black. Queen takes f4. Oh, this is defending c7. White's just better with the two bishops in an open position. But Morales, there's no reason to play bishop takes d4. It's just a positional mistake. He has a perfectly good game here. I think he completely equalized. In fact, there's no reason to play knight b4. Just develop your pieces. c6. Is there something wrong with castles for black? Because I wasn't really taking Panda's suggestion of h4 seriously. I don't think that h4 is a good move for white. Not in this position. I would castle. Possibly this queen h4, but I would just castle here. And I think it's relatively equal. White has a very, very small advantage. He couldn't stop the mate at the end. It was a massive blunder. Okay. So I don't play 3-check. Juicebox Wizard has challenged me to chess 960, which is cool. We do play that. Kopors, as long as he's got 100 games. Because I don't like to play like... Oh, he's playing another game right now? He's going to be doing a simul. Maybe we'll wait for him to finish his other game. And I'll play Juicebox here. 7+3. I don't really want my opponent playing a simul. Okay, Juicebox Wizard. Let's play this chess 960. That's a very interesting line, Morales. We had that once before, right? I don't feel a lot of confidence toward my system there, but it's playable. Not bad, but I might be able to refine it and make it better. Okay, g6, going for the fianchetto. Well, I mean, this is one of the situations where we maybe do the copycat because the bishops just come out naturally. For those of you that don't know, this is called chess 960. Pieces are symmetrically but randomly arranged on the back ranks. Now e4 was a good move possibly because he stops me from playing or discourages me from playing f5, which is really how I needed and wanted to get my bishop out in this game. So I'm not super happy about this. Let's try a different way of getting some control of the center. I like to play positions in chess 960 that are a little similar to Sicilian defense. That's the pawn structure that I play most often with black. So I kind of aim for things that I have some experience with. What is Mirage Kanji? Can you get engined with a 7+3? You could get engined with a 1+0. I mean, people have perfected cheating in online chess. That's why, unfortunately, we can't really seriously consider having money tournaments online. C3. I don't know, but I have criticized Juicebox Wizard in the past for making too many pawn moves. Although, in this closed position, he can probably get away with it. He's got to be a little bit careful here. I'm going to refute his pawn moves with more pawn moves. Okay, closed position, it's somewhat appropriate, of course. I mean, he's moved more pieces. Well, he's moved the same amount of pieces than me, whatever. Okay, my c5 pawn. I'm not good at chess 960 tactics. Yeah, screw it. I don't know why I was hesitating. I criticize him about pawn moves, then I make another pawn move. I'm just mentioning something. Kanji Menji is Kapors. It seems knight b4 was strong. In the last game, it was actually not strong. It was criticized by the chess engine. I think he decentralized the knight, you know. And rook c1 wasn't that inconvenient for me. Now Juicebox either sacrificed or simply blundered a pawn here. Of course, anytime you go pawn hunting with the queen, you ought to be careful. Pawn hunter. Could be a little dodgy. Some players really like, they really like pawn hunting with the queen. I don't like it a lot, but if it's going to be a central pawn that influences the board that way, I mean, that's one you should consider really taking. Wait, there's Shub Kapur and Kanji Manji. But Kapur... Wait, hold on a second. Who's Kanji Manji again? We don't know who Kanji Manji is? I thought he was Kapur. Okay, I'm confused. I guess I got it mixed up. I thought Kanji Manji was Kapur, but I guess Kapur is Kapur, which would make more sense. This guy's challenging me to 5+3. I already declined the crazy challenge. He's got no games, so we're not going to take like new anonymous accounts, dude. Get some games, establish an account, and I'll play you some other time. Not into playing random people here who might or might not be legit. What's this? 1, 2, 3. No, I don't have enough on it to win pieces here. But I can take on d4. I don't think it helps me necessarily. It opens my rook. Now we should take on f4. Another greedy pawn grab. Now I can take on d4. Now he's lost, except for g3. Oh no, this is ill. I have pawn takes pawn. Oh, that's terrible. That's a sick variation. Oh my god. g3, pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes queen, pawn takes b2, double check, king b1, and pawn takes a1, queen, or rook mate. We definitely under promote there. Juicebox Wizard lost a piece. These guys are not the same person, clearly. What nonsense. But I don't think chess 960 is nonsense. It's a very good training tool, I would say, in learning, really learning how to coordinate. Most importantly, getting my bishop out could prove a little bit of an issue. Juicebox is jet lagged. That sounds like one of my excuses. He had a long trip though. He's telling the truth. I need to get my bishop in the game. In the game. F6 less weakening than F5. Also retains a square for my queen to go to. You feel like chess 960 trivializes chess? Well, okay, I don't think it's the same. It's not chess, but it's still useful. I think it's very useful. I'm not going to say it's fun. Okay, it's kind of fun, but I don't think it's as fun as normal chess. You think it trivializes chess. It's kind of harsh, Bob. I mean, there's all these other variants that I think are silly. But here it's close to normal chess. It's useful. You learn things like how to coordinate the pieces. I think it's part of a good training regimen, really, if you want to improve your game overall. I think the players who are stronger in chess 960 are going to be stronger overall. We all have our opinions. We have a prize tournament, but I have to spend a lot of time checking for cheating. Of course, chess pots are whales. I mean, it's possible to have smaller prize tournaments, but we've been fighting this uphill battle, you know, for many years now. And unfortunately, the smaller ones, you know, are cool, hopefully. But I mean, as far as like, you know, major chess competitions being for money online, it's basically never going to happen. That's just the way it is. That's all right. We're getting untangled. I'm finally ready to castle. Get our other pieces in the game, huh? Can castle either side, but my king has more pawn cover on the king side, so not quite any mates here. We're up a piece. Bishop f5 check, his king just goes up to b2. This queen is a huge problem. By the way, now that we're talking about it, let's just address that. I mean, it seems like placement of pieces like that queen, are just of vital importance in chess 960. I really butcher the openings in chess 960 all the time. It seems like this I've taken away from my limited experience in chess 960. I'm literally terrible in the opening stage. And I think it's interesting, you know, to try to understand why that is. My intuition is just not very good. Chess openings don't come to me in chess 960 so much. Let's try to open this up with his king on c1. I mean, I am helping White develop the pieces here, in a sense. Knight takes. But he's down a piece. Maybe knight takes 95. He doesn't have any checks. We're used to knight d6 being like a check with the king there on e8. He's a day late and $1 short. I had Rock'em Sock'em robots, Bob. I had the one with the orange and white robots. That was a great game. Love that. It broke though. I was very disappointed. I was like 6 years old. And my Rock'em Sock'em robots, it just like broke. So disappointing. I guess d5 is probably a stronger move. Because now I can take back with the pawn. Duh. Anyway. He survives to fight another day. Big mistake, actually. I shouldn't really play that down. I could have won a piece there. And it makes a big difference. What am I talking about? I could have won a piece. Actually, I can't win a piece. I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. Pawns just don't jump over pieces. I guess castles, it's just that he has a little bit of play. Maybe we should attack this again. Everything coordinated. Knight secure. I'm not castling into that mate on h7. Yeah, I think Rock'em Sock'em Robots had a reboot at one point. It probably started in like the mid to late 70s, and then they probably remarketed it again. I'm not sure if it had the same name originally or not. I don't remember, one of the robots broke. It was totally a bummer, because I loved that. Little did they know they would foreshadow battle bots. Now Juicebox Wizard is really coming on here. It's a little bit too late though. I'm just taking. As my friend Zlatko Lichess, Serbian Grandmaster, would say, just take. This is his favorite comment. Just take. It's over. Rook plus. That's positive, Bob. Okay, guys, tomorrow night we have a sort of viewer tournament here without prizes. It's just for fun. Oh no. It'll be 6:30 tomorrow night. All my evening streams on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays are at 6:30 p.m. Central, Eastern, whatever time. Central European Summer Time. Excuse me. So, be here 6:30 Central European Summer Time, CEST, tomorrow night. Got a 7-0 challenge. Please re-challenge me. We only have time for probably 2 more games. But if you want to try, you can try to re-challenge me at like 5+3. Is this guy playing again? He's playing another game. We're going to be playing a simul if I play him. Look, see, he likes bullet. It's half minute. Okay. We're playing a simul against this guy. We're playing in his simul. Alright, so he likes bullet chess. That's good. Very, very constructive. Play the Sicilian. 7+3 rapid chess. Good, man. Contact me, Juicebox Wizard. Thank you for your support of the stream, for subscribing. Camel Culture, what's up? Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Alright, I never ever get to play the Open Sicilian. Please play d4, because it's getting ridiculous. No, you can't do this to me. Please, it's just like brutal. I can't practice normal openings here on lichess. Nobody plays any kind of even remotely theoretical continuations. It's terrible. You can't do this anymore. Bishop c4 isn't so bad against d6, to be honest. Against all other moves, it's sort of lame, but it's not so bad here. It's the only move you can. The only move is where you can place bishop c4 in any kind of logical way. Michael Adams played some of that, but I don't think rook e1 is necessarily best. Probably c3 directly in that position. And now c3 e6. I have to be thoughtful about this though. c3 e6. Yeah. I don't understand why people don't play the Open Sicilian. Like in tournament play, it's the main line, but for some reason, no one on lichess.org even knows the first 3 moves of opening theory. It's very difficult to understand. Now interesting is knight takes e4, rook takes e4, bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, d5, rook moves. That's kind of strange. That could be dangerous for me. I can play bishop takes. This reminds me of a tournament game I had, actually. It's very similar to the Rossalimo. He takes with the G pawn. And wait, has some sort of play here. Maybe I'm better off not even playing that, you know, just developing a piece here with like bishop b7. It's like some kind of chess 24 line in the Rossalimo. This player is 1700 in bullet, 1900 rapid, 1700 blitz. Almost identical to that position. Wow. .95, bishop b5 check. So I practically have to take. He's playing this very, very quickly. Bishop takes f3. Should be advantage to white. .85, bishop b5 check. And then I guess bishop d7 is okay for black. But he's basically playing like he's some sort of opening theoretician who doesn't know theory. Bishop d7 or knight d7? Actually, there's the other knight to d7. Maybe that's the best move. Can he sack his queen there or something? Is that a real thing? Knight takes e5, bishop takes d1. Knight takes d7. I mean, that's a little hard to believe. Can I do this? It looks kind of dubious, actually. He's used 49 seconds in kind of a sharp line, and he's playing like instantly, but he's 1700 in bullet. Okay, fortunately he doesn't have queen e2 here. Well, I thought he didn't have queen e2. Apparently he can calculate that instantly. I have a bad feeling about this. Play knight takes d5. Can I play knight takes d5 or not? I think I have to play knight takes d5. Pretty brilliant game using no time. Someone who plays bishop c4. Okay, can I play castles or not? I guess I have to. I get out of the pin at least. I was nervous I might not even get out of the pin at all. Beautiful play by white. Absolutely brilliant. Of course, I'm under attack constantly. He's played like perfect moves. Though the opening is quite uncommon, it may be good. This particular variation. Michael Adams also played this, as I mentioned earlier. Lucky if I'm holding on. If I can equalize, I'm happy here, because I thought I was in serious trouble. That's the most dominated I've been in a long time. He's just too fast and too strong for me. Hopefully we can just be slightly worse here. But the real problem is the time. Not only is he extremely strong, but he's extremely fast too. Seems like he should be like 2400 or something. He wasn't supposed to let me castle. Well, if I certainly wouldn't let black castle if I had the choice there, rather than going for knight f5. If he did make a mistake, it was move 15. Or move 14, excuse me. If white has made any mistake in this game, it was move 14, playing knight d4. He could have tried other stuff, trying to delay me from castling. Guys, I have time for one more game after this at least. He found that. I guess I've equalized. I'm sure I can still mess it up. Just wasn't confident at all here. Less time. Kind of difficult position. Bishop g5 was interesting, Bob. Of course. If you can induce me to play something like f6, it's going to compromise my position in the long run. When I play someone who plays something like bishop c4, though, I'm not expecting to face a really, really tough game. Because almost everyone plays bishop c4, like, just randomly. White might have made one inaccuracy in this game so far. Yeah, his FIDE is 1500. Typical. Now maybe he has knight d6 again. That would be pretty aggressive. I'm just glad to like be able to trade queens against this guy. Dominated the whole game. He has more time, and lucky if I can draw. Now it looks legitimately equal. The high pitch feedback, yeah, maybe my computer is too close to the fan, or my mic is too close to the fan. That's possible. Sorry. I wish someone had mentioned this earlier, because that's distinctly legitimate possibility. Hope I can hold on here. Really want to let him destroy my structure. Wow, dude. But I'm going to have to do something. Now he's just better. Now we'll see the technical demonstration. The 1500 endgame technique. I have basically no confidence. Wow. I can hold that pawn. We didn't have any other comments about the sound, but it's very likely my machine was too close to the mic. Sorry about that. He's made at least one inaccuracy so far. Move 14. Otherwise, like a perfect game. I still think that white is better. My last move is really not what I wanted to play, but I didn't see anything better with limited time. Yeah, I have the tinnitus. Pretty harsh. He found rookie 2 like instantly. That's good. Hopefully I'll hang on here. Just groveling for a draw. He has no weaknesses. Faster than me. I mean, it's hard to believe that someone who's 1700 can play this kind of game. Basically flawless. Okay, well, I should just offer a draw or something. I mean, I don't think I'm going to win here. Let's check the center pawn loss. I have time for one more game, guys. It's truly equal in the final position. Really, I can't check. It doesn't give me the option to check. Why didn't it give me an option to check the game? I want to see this opening. There's my history profile. Come on. The fan sound, sorry about that, guys. I wish someone had mentioned it earlier, but I try to move it out of the way. Lately, this CPU's been getting a little bit stressed. Didn't used to make much noise. This is a relatively new thing here. So why do I not have an option to analyze this game? Isn't it supposed to say that there? Like, analyze game or whatever? Where is my... Wow, dude. Weird. There's something weird going on here. Analysis board. I should probably try that. Alright, analysis board. Yeah, now... Okay, computer analysis. Request computer analysis. He let me equalize. He has one inaccuracy right out of the gate. Move 14. The computer's giving him an accuracy, an accuracy for d4. I'm not so sure about that. Let's see what the total is at the end. I had 2 inaccuracies with 18 center pawn loss. Well, he's got a mistake apparently. Was that d4? Knight d4 was his mistake. So this was a mistake. Bob's suggestion of bishop g5 is really interesting. Now I'm in desperate trouble. Yeah, that's a really, really strong move. I'm just groveling to survive. This is really, really bad for black. Let's see what I did wrong. Bishop e7 is dubious apparently. It's like Caruana versus Paschall and Legrave. But I'm curious about the move order. c3, e6, d4. This dubious move played by Fabiano back in 2016. Peter doesn't like f6 apparently. So Maxime played cd. I did that, right? cd, cd. And now bishop takes f3. Well, I looked at this, but I was unconvinced by this variation. E takes d5, knight takes d5. I've been in these type of situations in the Rossalimo. But it's not so bad. Not so bad for black, apparently. Actually, Vacher won that game. I don't know about f6, man. It looks really dangerous after bishop g5. f6 weakens my white squares. I mean, it's an obvious suggestion, but I'm not even threatening the castle because he has queen e6 check. So if he just goes back, I have to play something crazy like knight to c7. And that was one of my plans, to play knight c7, knight e6, but I can't play knight e6 now. I'm just screwed here. So f6 weakens my position too much. I have to play literally like h6 or king f8, let's say king f8. And I'm just playing without a rook, basically. Terrible position for black. Alright. We're going to play this last game for today against Kumar. Are they on 100 games? Alright, cool. It's a real established account with 100 games. Hopefully accurate rating. Alright, 1341. Both had 25 cent upon loss. But still he played way better than 1500. FIDE. At least 2000 strength. Plus the speed at which he played was impressive. Okay, Ashwin Kumar, 1300. Game aborted. Great, dude. Awesome. Luckily, we have one more challenge here, but they're not. Alright, 92 games. We'll try to play this person. Please don't be 2600. Yeah, I mean, 1500 FIDE players shouldn't be that fast and strong. He basically played like a FIDE master that I played in the Spring Festival in Budapest. Pretty much the same level. I had a very, very similar game in April against a 2300 strength player, where I was fighting for a draw with black. Alright, let's go. Last game for today, guys. Close Sicilian. Okay, let's try this weird a6 move. I don't even play the Najdorf. This is probably one of the reasons to play this move if you're a Najdorf player. This looks like some sort of Carlsen line. d4 take with the queen, go back to d2, right? Now I guess we can transpose to, wait a minute, if knight d5 there? Okay, that's interesting. You can even play this. I decided to try to throw him off instead of automatically playing knight c6. Make him think for himself for one move. But I suppose after knight f3 it transposes to a normal checkover variation. Is it okay to say, is it okay if he's 3,300? 25 cent pawn loss is good. I mean, I think that's probably an average cent pawn loss for a weaker master level player like myself. 2,300 FIDE, would average around that probably. Especially in a very fast game like that, that's quite good. Queen d1 all the way back. It's like a Mora gambit where he's not up a pawn. After bishop c4. He's like a tempo down in a Mora gambit, essentially. Was actually what's happening here. Bishop d3, not overtly a good square for the bishop. But if I decide to play something like bishop g4, then my bishop gets rather stuck out there. So let's nod and say we did. Although this is still not that bad for white. I don't have good control over the d5 square. This is a strong move, bishop g5 probably. So white has their chances. We go for the bishop, the dark square bishop. But how? No, I have g5. We'll play g5 and we're going to go with the extended fianchetto. Because the dark square bishop is vital. He has a lot of pawns on the white squares, most notably these central pawns. But I've got to do this for my own sake. Preservation. So guys, please show up for the viewer tournament tomorrow night, Sparkle Horse Arena. Just a fun arena tournament. It's a 2-hour rapid 7+2 event. Just for fun. Hang out with me. Okay, let's grab that. One less piece that can hurt us. And then he takes the F pawn, looking for play along the F file. This may lose material. Queen check and take on b2. Then, however, he has knight to d5 with a serious fork on c7. So this pawn grab is not quite going to work. We need to play a little more subtly. Subtle Tigo is not here today. I guess I have to play e6. Take my chances. Very good control of the e5 square, but it becomes a long struggle here, I think. My bishop is blocked in, and it's going to take a lot of work to really win the game. Generally speaking, I don't like his capture. Now I have queen b6 check, king h1, queen takes b2. Just basically swiping a pawn. And I'm not a pawn grabber, but I think this is appropriate here. He doesn't have a great square for the knight. He can't play knight d5 and sacrifice a piece soundly. Knight a4 actually allows queen b4. He could have some problems here. Does this lose material for white? Like he loses a piece because of knight a4, queen b4. Well, that's insane. So he just loses actually a full piece. Knight d1, knight b1, knight a4, knight b5, and knight d5 are all off limits. He literally can't defend. Playing more legitimately his rating strength. making some mistakes. I was skeptical of this recapture on g3. But in the first place, he's probably playing a Smith-Morra tempo down, which isn't the greatest. Although when you're white, you can afford to lose a move, and you should still be okay. I mean, he's not really playing a Smith-Morra tempo down because he's not down a pawn. It helps to be not down a pawn. I'd rather be a tempo down than a pawn down. Not trusting the Smith-Morra too much inherently. So that wins. Sad but true. Stories of the knight on a4. We got to keep the b6 square guarded. So queen a3 wouldn't work. I have to go here. He literally has no way to protect the knight on a4 or retreat squares. Holding what was left of the dark squares, yeah. Yeah, it's instructive. I mean, his bishop g5 moves seem natural at the first moment. And then he played what? Bishop g5 and queen d2. So after g6, let's see, bishop g7, queen d2. Queen d2 turns out that it might lead to the situation by force. You know, he's basically screwed because if once I get his dark square bishop, I have a good game. And in that case, he has to try something else. Maybe putting his queen on e2. Something like h3, just hanging out. h3 is probably the best. It prevents both bishop g4 and knight g4 type of ideas. So now we're just up a piece. This is going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for joining us, Camel Culture. Chess with Chris as well. Yeah, he's got one last hope at the f7 square, but it's pretty clear to see that's the only thing he's got here. So, is there any danger in castling? You could also play rook f8 and just leave the king in the center. I almost feel like that's safer, in a way, to literally play rook f8. King has more freedom to run away there. Yeah, like literally my king was safer here on e8. It's very hard to judge like when, you know, you castle or don't castle in the Sicilian. Someone mentioned in the stream earlier that I tend to delay castling more than other players they've seen streaming. That might be the case. It really depends on how hyper modern you are. I mean, I feel like castling, you know, let's say, or lack thereof, we're going to sack a pawn back here to try to break his attack. Not castling is one of the best ways to dynamize or play for the initiative, dynamize the position. Play for the initiative, create imbalance, and win. I'm like the biggest draw master in the world, so I mean, they call me Geary, but seriously, I like it when you call me Geary. 2 more draws for the record books the last 2 weeks. Tried to win yesterday. As black, I was better and couldn't win another game. I just slowly losing all my rating points for draws with people who are like 2300 or 2250. Every time I draw someone who's like 2250, I lose a rating point. And it's just going to keep happening till it happens 100 times, and I'm 2250. Painful. I don't like the rating system. It's painful. Alright, now you're getting annoying. Alright, I'll play f6 if I have to. This weakens my king side. What am I going to do? Tenacious. I don't mind losing the d6 pawn if I can trade queens. Well, all would have been simpler if I just kept my king on like e8 and put it on e7. There would have been nothing to worry about. Paschall. I never had this many draws. It's getting out of control. I think I drew like my last 8 games. But not too many recently, just the first 2 for the team championships. I had a quick draw with white, and then I fought with black last game, but couldn't win. Chess is a draw. That's the problem that people don't want to admit. It's just hard to accept that chess is a draw. There was always this debate with the classical chess world. Is chess a win for white? I think the answer is clear at this point. Okay, I literally have no idea what to do. Shoring up my position here with rook f7. I have a plan. Rolling with rooks. It's an interesting sacrifice. Shouldn't really be enough. Glad I defended my bishop laterally. He's getting some tricks on. Knight takes g5. Wow. Okay, I think I had a hallucination here. But I'm actually very scared. With his queen h5? Like seriously winning for him? This is super scary, but I don't know if I'm lost. 1300 out of the blue. The mating attack a piece down. Last game for today. What a way to end it. He's running out of time. And we're running away. Guess I can play knight d8 if I have to. This was pretty scary. Okay, well, that was a scary game. I think first of all, I don't mind throwing... I want to throw this in there. Just give my queen some lateral. You know, this pawn really doesn't mean a whole lot, and gives my queen some squares. Play like rook d8. Rook takes, king takes. Certainly gave me my money's worth here. Another pawn bites the dust. That's an accurate move. Wow. Oh no. Another pawn. Rook takes. That's not what I expected. Phew, that was anticlimactic end, but I was terrified. Was I ever lost? I wasn't lost, was I? Man, he got a really scary attack there. I didn't think it would be serious, man. Knight takes g5. It doesn't work, but it's scary as heck. I could have played e4, apparently. I mean, I was a little bit worried about this actually working. Apparently it doesn't come close. Do I have just one move? I can also play queen e7. Apparently queen e7 works too. Okay, well anyway, it was a nice try. Very, very close, guys. That was kind of scary. Anyway, good stream today. I will see you guys tomorrow night. It'll be a viewer tournament. Guys, tomorrow night. 7+2 rapid chess. Everybody is welcome to join. Don't forget to be here. It's 6:30 p.m. CEST. That's Central European Time. Okay, guys? Thanks for watching. Please support the stream. Make a donation if you can. Buy me some bamboo and allergy medication, okay? Because I'm addicted. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye. Later, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully Siltiga will be here. And have a great evening and day. Bye-bye.